a long time, we've talked about AI in finance as this threat that's kind of looming on the horizon.
Right, it was always a 5 years from now problem.
Exactly. A comfortable discussion, something for the future. But we've been deep diving into the material you shared, and it paints a completely different picture. AI isn't a future threat, it's a present force, and it's already reshaping how financial work gets done.
That's it, exactly. The time for just being generally aware that automation is happening is, well, it's over. We have to move into the specifics of exposure.
From a philosophical chat to a tactical necessity.
Precisely.
Okay, let's unpack this. So the goal here is to really cut through the noise and figure out where you, the listener, should be focusing your attention. Our mission isn't just to say, hey, risk exists, but to pinpoint the specific areas where that automation risk is really concentrated.
And, more importantly, how you can reposition your skills for what's coming next.
Because the most dangerous position to be in is not knowing where the real risk actually is.
Yeah, and what the analysis shows is a pretty sobering reality. This danger, it's not spread evenly across the industry at all.
No.
It's highly concentrated. It's in very specific roles, specific departments, basically anywhere where 4 elements really dominate the daily work.
And those are...
Speed, strict rules, huge data sets, and above all else, predictability.
So that means we're looking immediately at the first and I guess the most exposed pressure zone.
We are.
We're talking about jobs built almost entirely on repetitive processing, things governed by a strict, unchanging rule book.
Where there's a very narrow decision range and minimal human judgment involved.
Think about the scale of this. In these huge global institutions, you used to have thousands of roles just dedicated to moving data, verifying transactions, reconciling accounts, matching invoices, flagging anomalies, all that stuff.
And these jobs, they were kind of protected by their sheer volume, right? Nobody could afford to hire enough people to keep up.
Until now. And now they're just being quietly removed. The economic logic behind it is, it's brutally simple, really. You're replacing a salaried team, a team that gets tired, a team that makes mistakes.
With an automation engine that runs 24/7. It doesn't ask for holidays. It doesn't get fatigued.
And crucially, it doesn't accumulate errors. It processes millions of transactions in seconds, and, through machine learning, it actually gets better over time.
Exactly. When a platform can handle that kind of load and continuously learn, the need for hundreds of people doing the exact same repetitive task, it just evaporates.
And where we see this logic hitting hardest is in those traditional entry-level pathways.
Oh, absolutely. Junior accounting roles are a perfect example.
Historically, that's how you got your start, right? The entry path was reconciliation, manual data entry, ledger maintenance, all those compliance checks.
It was the necessary grunt work. It's how you built that foundational experience, how you learned the flow of money.
But here's the massive shift. Those functions, they aren't manual tasks on someone's desk anymore. They're embedded directly inside the software.
The AI does it all now. It automatically categorizes expenses, it flags irregularities in real time, it can predict cash flow.
And even generate draft financial statements ready for a human to review.
The consequence for someone just starting out is huge.
It's massive. The work that used to take, months or even years of dedicated repetition to build that foundational experience, it's now compressed into a single dashboard alert.
It's no longer about knowing how to do the reconciliation. The machine handles the how. It's about knowing why that reconciliation suddenly needs a human to check it.
The professional consequence is profound. Accounting as a profession, it isn't disappearing.
No, but the traditional entry points are narrowing fast. The future accountant won't be trained by repetition. They'll be trained by interpretation, by strategy, by oversight.
It's like you're being forced to jump straight from a tricycle to a racing bike.
That's a great way to put it. The training wheels are just gone.
And we see this exact same compression in basic credit assessment. A decade ago, a junior credit analyst, they'd spend their days poring over application packages.
Meticulously. Assessing affordability with income multiples, calculating debt ratios, applying these historical risk scores. It was structured, rule-based, but it was human-paced.
And that human pace is a liability now.
A huge liability. Machine learning systems can ingest thousands of data points for every single applicant, and they do it in seconds.
And we're not just talking about income and debt.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
We're talking about behavioral trends, micro-spending habits, employment stability patterns that are inferred from all these different data sets. I mean, massive correlations that no human could ever hope to replicate at scale.
Which sounds great for the lender, of course. The decisions are faster, way more consistent, lower risk.
But from a career perspective,
Yeah.
it just removes these huge swaths of human involvement at the lower and middle levels of credit operations,
So the role completely shifts. It moves away from the mechanical process of approval.
which the AI handles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it moves much more toward exception handling, risk escalation, and making sure there's regulatory accountability for what the machine puts out.
So if you're just applying a rule, you're replaceable.
But if you're interpreting how a rule applies to some complex, ambiguous case that the algorithm kicked out, that's where you're valuable.
What's so fascinating here is the pattern that's emerging. And this is really the key takeaway for you listening. The job title itself isn't disappearing.
No, but its core function is changing completely from processing data.
To problem solving within the system. If the problem is solvable by just applying rules, the machine takes over. Every time.
And this leads us straight into those transactional roles that are seeing this quiet erosion right now. I mean, just look at retail banking operations.
The physical branch roles.
Yep.
Things built on simple transactions like cash handling, balance checks, transfers.
Basic administration.
It's disappearing so fast.
I remember having to go into a branch just to deposit a check. That was a normal human interaction.
Now that work has moved almost entirely into apps, into ATMs, into these automated platforms, a branch that might have needed 10 tellers for all those face-to-face interactions.
Now you just need maybe 2 or 3 people. And they're not tellers. They're like concierges. Their job is overseeing the systems, handling complex disputes, not counting cash.
We see a much higher stakes version of this in fraud detection. That used to be a really labor-intensive field.
Oh, incredibly. You had teams of analysts who would manually review thousands of flagged transactions. They'd study historical patterns and make judgment calls based on, years of experience and intuition.
They were looking for a needle in a giant haystack.
And now the rules have totally changed. AI monitors user behavior in real time. It compares it across global datasets instantly, and it adapts the second a new fraud pattern emerges.
So the old analyst was working hours behind the fraudster.
And the machine is working milliseconds ahead of them. Human involvement shifts completely to system oversight, to training the models, and investigating the most advanced and newest fraud attempts.
Not frontline detection.
Not at all. So the volume of roles in detection drops sharply, but the responsibility and the technical expertise required for those who are left, it spikes dramatically.
And trading is maybe the most brutal illustration of this erosion of entry points.
It really is. Decades ago, the path was you start on a trading floor, you learn execution, you build up to a discretionary position.
Today, the majority of global trading volume is driven by algorithms, executing strategies in microseconds.
The junior path into execution trading has, according to several reports, it's almost entirely disappeared.
Why?
Because algorithms are the perfect apprentices. They don't need a salary, they learn instantly, and they execute with absolutely zero emotion. The few human traders left are sitting at the strategic level, the regulatory level, or in complex portfolio construction.
And they manage the intent, not the execution.
Exactly. And basic compliance monitoring is on the exact same trajectory. Compliance teams used to manually screen everything against sanctions lists, check regulatory
It
thresholds.
was a massive manual effort.
And now you have RegTech platforms.
Yeah.
These digital watchdogs that do continuous automated monitoring. They don't get tired, they don't overlook patterns, and they certainly don't take shortcuts.
But hold on, isn't that analysis a bit too pessimistic? Haven't these systems also created new jobs?
That's a critical point, and yes, they have.
People managing the data pipelines, designing the algorithms, building the RegTech platforms themselves?
Absolutely. New jobs are created, but they are created at a much higher level of technical and conceptual skill. They're not replacing those entry-level jobs one for one.
So it's not a like-for-like replacement.
Not even close. They require coding, statistical modeling, system architecture. The traditional career ladder used to be wide at the bottom and narrow at the top. AI is inverting that. It's making the bottom rungs much, much narrower, or in some cases just removing them entirely.
So let's summarize the common denominator here. Across all these roles we've talked about, junior accounting, basic credit, transaction banking, frontline fraud, basic compliance, their professional value was historically built on what? Repetition, control, accuracy, and speed.
And that, unfortunately, is exactly the set of tasks that software is explicitly designed to outperform.
The danger isn't some sudden mass redundancy announcement. It's what you call slow professional erosion.
Exactly. It shows up as fewer openings, lower starting positions, much more competition, for these shrinking entry points.
And way more responsibility placed on fewer people.
That's the silent pressure. It leaves people feeling stalled in their careers without really understanding why they suddenly seem stuck.
And the uncomfortable truth is that AI doesn't remove jobs in some dramatic public way.
No, it's quiet. It happens through system upgrades, through quarterly efficiency targets, through these digital transformation strategies that sound great on paper.
But what they're really doing is gradually reducing the human dependency on core processes. The impact is it's suffocating, not explosive.
Which brings us to what I think is the most critical distinction in this whole discussion. Exposure does not equal extinction.
Right. A role being exposed doesn't mean every single person in that role just vanishes.
It means the role mutates. It changes into something that requires a completely different skill set.
And the danger, then, is squarely with the static professional, the person whose skill set stays frozen while the entire structure around them transforms.
Yes. If your whole professional identity is built on skills that software is designed to be better at, speed, accuracy, scale, memory, your relative value is going to decline, even if your job title stays the same for a while.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you find this strange paradox at the heart of finance.
It is a paradox, isn't it? So many people went into the sector because it felt secure, it was structured, it was heavily regulated, it was predictable.
And now those very characteristics, the structure, the regulation, the predictability, are exactly what make it the most attractive low-hanging fruit for automation.
The more predictable the work, the easier it is to encode it, to model it, and to automate it.
That's a fascinating and frankly a terrifying paradox. You chose security, and that very security became your vulnerability.
So the path to resilience, it requires a shift in what you value about your own work. The future rewards what machines really struggle with right now. Well, we're talking about prioritizing interpretation over simple processing. We're talking about accountability over mere execution.
Explanation and storytelling over just raw calculation.
And sound, ethical, human judgment over some automated output.
So you have to ask yourself, are you solving problems of fact or are you solving problems of strategy?
That's the question. The professionals who stay secure are the ones whose work can't just be reduced to a predictable template. They deal with ambiguity, they navigate human behavior, they assess emotional risk.
They manage complex strategic consequences.
Right, they don't just follow rules, they interpret them in brand new situations. They don't just present the numbers, they explain what those numbers actually mean for the business, for regulatory intent, for stakeholder relationships.
So here's the actionable insight we've distilled from all these sources, and we really want you to think this over. If your daily work consists entirely of following predefined rules, meeting predefined thresholds, and producing predefined outputs,
You need to understand something. You're not competing with other professionals anymore.
you are competing with software, and software does not negotiate its salary.
That is the core lesson. It's true for every single role that's under pressure today. Technical proficiency without strategic relevance, it's no longer enough.
Accuracy without authority isn't enough.
And speed without the human trust needed to actually stand behind the decision, that's not enough either.
Because as those entry-level rungs of the finance ladder shrink, the entire path for progression gets dramatically steeper.
Success is going to rely so much less on time served. That old idea of, pay your dues.
And much more on the immediate, demonstrable value that you create. This is going to lead to a polarized professional journey. Those who adapt quickly will move faster than ever before.
And those who resist will just find themselves stuck in these narrowing channels with diminishing opportunity.
And this brings us to the ultimate question that this material poses for every single finance professional, the one you need to be mulling over right now.
It's not about whether your job is safe today. It's about whether your skill set would still justify your existence if the system around you became fully automated tomorrow.
Would you be the person who supervises the machine or the one the machine replaces?